somewhere. I read that you've worked. I mean, obviously you've worked with a lot of famous clients. I guess one
Yeah,
of your clients was J.Lo. What was working with
yeah.
J.Lo like?
It was very interesting. This was I worked with her on her house in Long Island when she was married to um, yeah, Mark Anthony, and it was a different. It was a very interesting. First of all, it was a very traditional house. She was moving. I went out. I was at her house in L.A. that was very modern. It was all like kind of white leather and kind of what you would think of J Lo, certainly at that time. And and then she was moving to like Long Island in a very traditional kind of colonial 1920s 1930s probably somewhere in that space, built a house. And so we were doing something very different there, which was cool. And from a design perspective, I actually think they were both pretty easy about sort of the design of it. I think that maybe there was trouble in paradise at that time that I didn't know about. I didn't realize. I don't know, but one of the funniest stories I will say that kind of speaks, I think, to J Lo, is that we're decorating her house for Christmas one year, and a Christmas tree I'd ordered from this guy in New York City who's actually sort of a friend of mine, and kind of, I looking back on it, maybe kind of a dum dum, but he brought the tree, and it was like real. Must have been like a 15-foot tree, and the tree was put up, and the lights were being put on it. And those trees, when they're in water, and the base is in water, and so the base gets kind of moist, and like kind of squishy. And you're supposed to chop that piece off and maybe a few of the lower branches so that that piece, the part of the trunk that goes into the stand, is really solid. I don't think they did that properly. They may not they didn't cut off enough, or maybe any at all. But again, the guy that did it, I think he might be kind of a dodo head. Anyway, so so now the tree's there, it's in place. The lights they're putting the lights on, and I'm like saying, yeah, the lights look good, whatever. And then Jennifer was like coming downstairs, and she was working on some new music at the time. And she was like, come in the library and listen to the music, and what do you think of it? And I actually was like, wow, this is great. And it was really, I said, come see, what do you think? I want you to see the lights before they put the ornaments on it. And she goes into which was like the sunroom of the house. And and she like walks up, and she's looking, and she's like, oh my God, it looks so perfect. I love it. And literally she's standing there, and she's like in this like juicy couture, like sweatsuity kind of shorts and whatever kind of thing that was very popular at the time, and like velour, and it was super cute. And all of a sudden I'm like, something's happening, and I can't figure out what's going on. And you realize, I think the tree's collapsing and it's heading for Jennifer. And the tree just kind of landed on her, and she kind of like, it was happening like in slow motion. And she just kind of started laughing and running backwards and like escaping the tree. And then the whole tree collapsed onto the ground, and she just stood there. And I thought, this could go north or south. Like, what is this going to be like? And she just started laughing and thought it was hilarious. And I did too. And nothing really got damaged, because there was nothing in the room at that time, really, at that moment. And there was no ornaments on the tree or anything, but it was very funny. So it was, shenanigans like that are always, yeah. And it was really nice that she was really funny about it, because, not every client or person would handle that situation like that.